couldn't evict people. I went and talked to attorneys, and they're like, there's two reasons you can evict. You can kick people out, or you can sell. And then when I started to go to sell, I just wasn't getting anything for my properties because they had tenants in it that weren't paying, that wouldn't leave. So it was just a perfect storm for failure for me at that point. And then until I found the group home model. And then what I ended up being able to do was I did sell quite a few of those homes, and was able to just replace them pretty quickly and put people into them in that sober living model.
So, and I know there's a lot of like restrictions for sober living, like how far from public transportation, bedroom sizes, dimension. How did you get educated on like the different requirements that were needed for the different properties that you had?
So I did take a course, an online course that I found, and that's what put me toward this. So I was looking at everything in my area, and every area definitely has different needs. So and in some areas too, because like other parts of the country, I work with a guy in Ohio where men are taken really good care of, but there's a big hole in the market there for women. So that course did teach me how to do a bunch of research. It taught me the different models, like, hey, what type of group home would you like to open? It basically talked about all the different group homes and showed you how to pick one in your area, what would actually work for you. There definitely were quite a few. Zoning tends to be a big one on the front end. And when you're not educated on what you're running, it can really get in your way, because when you get into these group homes, you're actually dealing with a protected class of people, because drug addiction is considered a disease. So and there's actually a lot of case law on this out there too, of cities coming in and messing with people that are running sober living homes and then having to retract. Some of them even had to pay fines and fees. So that was a big one. And then really just learning how to deal with the people, like how do you kick somebody out in the middle of winter that's smoking fentanyl in your bathroom? So there's a lot of learning curves with it, how to talk to people, like, because I show people, one, you don't have to buy these homes, you can actually rent them. And I actually have investors that I work with too, that I have fixed up homes and sold it to my investor and then rented it back from them as a sober living home. So I still get the cash flow really well. They get a solid cash flow that they don't have to think about anything, and they're gaining the appreciation, but I got to take my little piece on the front end. So
now you're building out your portfolio, you start putting the book together, start doing the classes. I mean, what was kind of like the timeline, I guess, of like COVID to now of actually kind of taking these steps to kind of expand into all these different, I guess, avenues?
Like I'd gotten some people in that a little bit before that, but it wasn't. And I'll just say 2022 is when I really gained my momentum.